When Star Wars A New Hope was released in the summer of 1977, not only did it give rise to one of the most successful movie franchises of all time, but also to one of the most celebrated and beloved series of bubblegum cards ever. In this Wax Packing episode, we're taking a look at the Topps Ireland release of these Star Wars cards and the differences between them and their American cousins. On their release in 1977, Topps Star Wars bubblegum cards were an instant hit, and as the Star Wars phenomenon swept across America, Topps had to release 5 series of cards just to keep up with demand. So cherished are these sets that they are still highly sought after by collectors and Star Wars buffs today. Each set consists of 66 movie photo cards and 12 of the funkiest stickers you'll ever see this side of a Mos Eisley Cantina dance floor. Each series also had their own wax wrapper design with art by top staff artist Augie Napoli, whose version of Tom Jung's classic Star Wars poster adorns the set's display boxes and sell sheets. With the greatly anticipated movie set to open in the UK in December of 1977, the summer of which we had all spent celebrating the Queen's Silver Jubilee, may the force be with you, Mum, the job of recreating the bubblegum card series that had been such a huge smash in the US fell to the newly built Topps factory in Ballincollig, just outside of Cork in the Republic of Ireland. So here are the boxes of the 2 series of Topps Ireland Star Wars cards that were released here in the UK. Now what happened to series 3, 4 and 5, I don't know, though legend has it that test sets of a Topps Ireland series 3, you can see the US series 3 in the background there, were released to newsagents in Northern England later in 1978, but as far as I'm aware, no cards have ever turned up on the secondary market to prove this. Maybe it's just a legend, or maybe a shopkeeper in Northern England was able to get their hands on a US box of the 3rd series to sell in their shop, and over time, as can happen, this memory has morphed into a Topps Ireland test set theory. Who knows? But what a great legend. Anyway, here are our 2 boxes. Now, I've actually featured this box before in another video, and I'll put a link up here to that video, so I won't dwell too much on these boxes, except to say that the beautiful Augie Napoli artwork is still present, but with a 5p price tag, and Topps Ireland never advertised bubblegum. It would be up here on the US version. They never advertised their bubblegum products on their display boxes, so here you just get an extra C3PO. And the TI cards were not released with any stickers, so there's no mention of stickers anywhere on these boxes. But of course, we do have the ever-present Topps Ireland sellotape marks. But if we turn this one over, we will see a characteristic that is exclusive to these UK boxes. Now, we turn it over here. Underneath the Topps Ireland details and the 1977 manufacturing code, we have this. A bubblegum expiry date. Now let me explain my theory on these expiry dates. By looking at a variety of UK boxes, we can see that the bubblegum expiry date is set around 12 months after the film's release date, and, assuming that the cards were released as close as possible to this date, it's quite obvious that Topps have given their bubblegum a 1-year shelf life. So, by simply stepping back 1 year from this bubblegum expiry date, in theory, we have the date that the box left the factory. But our first series box has an expiry date of 6th of March 1979, so our theory would suggest that these cards left the factory in March 1978. But hold on, that's nearly 3 months after the film's UK release date of the 27th of December 1977. So is our theory wrong? Not necessarily. as I think this box is from a second wave of the first series. More common on these Series 1 boxes is an expiry date of December 1978. So by using this more common date, we now have a first batch manufacturing date of December 1977. Perfect, because we know that's the exact month that Star Wars was released in the UK. So I think this 1 year theory definitely works, and if we use it on our second series box here that can be identified by its whopping great big sticker if you're unsure, although this box does not have a date on the back as some boxes do not, the earliest date I have seen on other boxes is the 27th of February 1979, so our theory would tell us that the second series was released pretty quickly after the first, only 2 months later in fact, in February 1978. So we're seeing that the essence of the original set has stayed the same, although certain small design changes have been made for the UK market. We've seen the 5p price flash, the removing of any mention of stickers and bubblegum adverts, but one thing we haven't mentioned is that these boxes contained 48 wax packs. That's 12 more than the US 36. Having less cards per pack is how this was achieved. They could fit more into the box. UK packs contained 5 cards, the US 7 cards and 1 sticker. And before anyone says, hey, you guys were ripped off, that change I feel is reflected in the slightly lower UK price point of 5p a pack compared to the US 15 cents. Now let's check out the packs. The Tops Island wax pack has always been a very simple affair. Folded side to side, then top, then bottom, with the Tops Island details on the top. No fancy US folds for us. And again, the mention of stickers on the first series wrapper has been removed. Rather than the iconic US slogan of extra sticker in every pack, we have a plain old mention of movie photo cards. But what I really love on these UK wrappers is it's Palatoy for Star Wars toys, replacing the US Kenner, as Palatoy was the UK licensee for the Star Wars toys. As you can see on both packs it says, coming soon. The toys were eventually released in the UK in the March of 1978. And at last we get to the cards. The iconic first series of Star Wars bubblegum cards with that classic blue border. The first cards that many of us fell in love with. You see, people forget that long before smartphones and Google Images, it was bubblegum cards that gave us access to our favourite fantasy galaxies and fit snugly into our pockets. They were also very easy to hide from the school teacher. I love these cards. These are just childhood for me. Just a fantastic looking set. And the UK print of the first 66 cards in the set is exactly the same as the US version, with no extra photos or changes. But they are printed on a lighter cardstock, which really gives the set a brighter feel, a crisper look, and especially if you look at the puzzle pieces, you can see how bright they are. And the card backs just really stand out. That's the Tops Island lighter card. Just wonderful. But it's with the second series that things start to get a little quirky. The cards, as in the photos and their captions, are the same, but it's the order that is different from the US set. And there's also one other major identifying factor the keen-eyed amongst you may have noticed already. The numbering of these cards is different. Rather than numbering the cards from 67 onwards, like the US cards, Topps Ireland decided to have the second series numbered 1A to 66A. You can see there, this is card 6A. And it's this fact, combined with the lighter card, that really makes these Topps Ireland second series cards easy to spot from their US counterparts. So thank you for joining me on this wax packing guide to Topps Ireland Star Wars cards. With so much Star Wars stuff out there, it's nice to be able to shine the spotlight on this version of the cards. They tend to get overlooked as they were produced in much lesser quantities than their American cousins. Why don't you sort through your old pile of Star Wars cards and see if they're from the US or the UK? If you're a completist, you may want to collect a full set of both, or maybe you just want to have the exact cards you collected as a child, whether they're US or UK, or Canadian or Mexican. But hey, that's another video. Thank you for watching, and please consider liking this video and subscribing to the Wax Packing channel, the channel for aficionados of classic wax packs and bubblegum card paraphernalia.